I'm Holly Madison, and I listen to Brian Shapiro.
Hi, this is William Shatner, and I listen to Brian Shapiro.
All right. Welcome back. It is the Vegas Take, Sharp and Shapiro. Glad you could join us on a Tuesday. We've been talking about this a lot over the last several months, right? We've heard about it. Storm Area 51. Were people going to be storming Area 51? Wasn't going to happen. There was supposed to be a huge festival out there. Well, guess what? Recently, it was canceled. There's some people that are not happy about it. We want to get the background on exactly what has taken place here. So the guys joining us in studio, the creators of Storm Area 51, Maddy Robertson and Frank DiMaggio. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. How are both of you?
Good. Thank you for having us. We've both been pretty great.
Great. You guys have been pretty busy lately, right? Tell me some of the interviews you've done over the last several days. TMZ, right? What else have you done?
Ooh, TMZ, Good Morning America, The Times.
Wow.
New York Times, LA Times, Travel Channel.
That's crazy.
Fox Network.
Fox Network.
Wow. Well, I appreciate you guys both being here. We appreciate it a lot. This is a big story. It's a national story, not just a local story. All right, let's start from square one. How did this start where you gentlemen had the idea, hey, let's get a bunch of people together and let's storm Area 51? Because I heard rumors that it started off as kind of a gag, kind of a joke on social media, and then all of a sudden you had all these people that said, hey, we want to do this. We really want to storm Area 51, and then it kind of got serious. Is that true? Did it start as kind of a joke to you, and then all of a sudden it became something serious?
Yeah. Well, the event I started completely as a joke while reading about the Facebook event war to steal all 11,000 of Minnesota's lakes. So when I was reading that, I'm like, I'm going to make a joke event of my own. And for some reason, Storm Area 51 was the idea that came into being. It made it at about 2 a.m. and it went nowhere for about 3 days. And then on July 1st, that's when it really started to take off, and it just became this national, international monster that everybody's interested in.
So this is crazy, right? You're just joking around about storming Area 51, which is a government facility that, they've even said there are threats that if you storm Area 51, you could die, right? I mean, this is a serious situation. And now you have all these people. Do you think these people are, be honest, do you think these people are a little crazy that they're serious about storming Area 51?
There's definitely quite a few people that actually thought it was serious and were like, "Oh yeah, I'm willing to die for this cause." And I'm just like, "Guys, come on! I mentioned Naruto running in the original event discussion.
Right?
That's not a military tactic."
Of course. Okay, so you have tens of thousands of people, right, that want to do this thing, and then you guys are thinking to yourself, "Wait a second. Maybe we got something here, right? At the very least, let's put together a music festival. Let's make it a quote-unquote celebration. We don't. You guys obviously don't want anybody to break the law, right? You're not condoning that, obviously.
No, not at all.
So then it turns into, hey, let's do something out of this. Let's promote this. Let's have some fun with this stuff. And tell me, we had Connie West, who runs the Little Alien Motel out there, and she was booked in her motel, and everyone was ready to do this thing. So what changed in the last few weeks, gentlemen? What changed to make you guys cancel this whole thing? Tell me a little bit about what has transpired here.
So when Matty got on the ground and when his partner got on the ground here in Rachel about 10 days ago, they visited the site and found out that nothing was put in place. The things that were supposed to have been taken care of infrastructure-wise were not there. There was no security in place at the time. There was no trash cans in place, no porta potties in place. So
why?
That was the big question. Why?
Yeah.
And so little by little, we found out that this is if they don't have the infrastructure in place that's required for a festival, it becomes a hazard.
Sure.
That's what it is. And
liability.
You know how people are these days. They'll pick this right out of the news and go out there and sue people. They'll make their plans to go sue instead of looking for aliens.
Do you think that, in essence, people did not take this seriously, that there are people out there that maybe they didn't put those types of things in place because they never thought that this was going to actually seriously happen? Do you believe that?
No, I think what they thought it was going to happen. What they didn't do was they spend more time on merchandising and covering the amount of food that they want to sell and how much money they're going to make, rather than if you break down in your car 10 miles out because you're stuck in gridlock traffic and your son has an asthma attack.
Right.
What's the contingency for that? There isn't one.
Right. The safeguards weren't in place, and you were basically worried about becoming the Fire Festival 2.0 for 2019, correct?
That's exactly what
absolutely.
we called it. Yeah.
Gosh,
but we wanted, but in not in the aspect of it was going to be a massive disaster, in the aspect of we're going to stop it before people show up there.
Yeah.
Which wasn't our goal, but we wanted people to know that alien stock is no longer happening in Rachel, Nevada. It's now happening in Las Vegas. If they still want to go out there, They're going out there on their own accord. We're not telling them not to, but we're telling them to be prepared for the worst just in case.
I was going to ask you that. Do you truly believe that if somebody does, go through Area 51 and break in, so to speak, do you think that they will lose their life?
That's the most secure military outpost on the planet, so I wouldn't suggest.
Probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
Definitely not a good idea.
No.
They take it very seriously. They just shut down the airspace above it for the entire 3 days.
So let's talk about what you guys think is there, because that's what everybody wonders, right? It's all speculation. I don't think there are aliens at Area 51. Here's what I think. I think there are probably some unidentified flying objects, probably from other countries, maybe some things that people like you and I have never seen before.
Right.
But I don't think they have aliens there. I don't think there's anything like that. Maybe some top secret stuff that we shouldn't be seeing, that the government doesn't want us to see. Who knows? Maybe they're testing some things there. I don't know. But I don't think there are any aliens there. I think do I think there are extraterrestrial activity out there on other planets? Absolutely. There's too many other planets out there. I believe in that. But based on all the cell phones that we have and the history of this country, the fact that we don't have any solid proof that Bigfoot exists,
Where's the
or
bones?
alien.
Let's see some bones.
Exactly.
At least,
There's nothing out there. So why do you think there are so many people out there that were just sprung up by this whole thing and were interested in this fascination? Because I would imagine a lot of people that you guys have talked to that were interested in this, they truly believe that there are spaceships and aliens at Area 51, right?
I mean,
Well, if there was any spaceships or aliens at Area 51, I gave the government about a 2 months heads up to move everything. So as of right now, there's definitely nothing there.
That is true. That's a valid point. But
Very good point.
But what do you guys think about all
I
this?
mean, even if you guys decide you're going to storm the gates and crash the gates at Area 51, you've got 30, 40 miles before you see a building, which it looks like a lot like an outhouse that you have to go in, get your credentials, and then they take you down thousands of feet down. So there's nothing to see. There's never been anything to see.
Yeah, as far as alien
there's not
life,
a hangar out there with military trucks going by like in some movie.
Right,
It's not
right.
the X-Files.
Bunch of dead alien bodies.
Independence Day.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. If you're just joining us, by the way, in studio, we got Maddy Robertson, Frank DiMaggio, the Storm Area 51 creators that were canceled in Rachel, Nevada. And coming up next segment, I do want to talk about this event you have here in Las Vegas.
Sure.
That's this week, right?
Yeah, this
so
week
we
on
will
Thursday.
talk about that. But I would imagine a lot of people were willing to travel from all different parts of the world, not just Nevada and the United States. There were a lot of people, I'm sure, that reached out to both of you guys.
Germany.
Right. That's what I wanted to ask you.
absolutely.
I would imagine a lot of people made travel plans to come out here. They have to be a little ticked off. No, I mean, have you gotten some hate mail from people, or what's going on with that?
Not hate mail. We call it disappointment mail because
Yeah.
But usually
That's a good term.
those are coming from people that were probably never coming out here anyway. It's all the
Right.
people that are talking, or the people that weren't coming out, or they just want to stir up stuff. To be as blunt as I possibly can, I would not send my children out there and feel good about it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're sending your teenage kids out there or your college kids out there, just I don't feel it's a safe place to be anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel is not set up to have 10,000 or 20,000 people.
They've got a burger joint. That's about it.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
right. I mean, 10,000 people are going to get
Just 100 degrees, nowhere to sleep. Sounds like a great place.
Yeah, T-shirts. Let's stay for 3 days.
And Connie lives in a one-bedroom shack herself.
We'll get to Connie in a second. So there were rumors that Lincoln County, might sue the Storm Area 51 people yourselves. There were rumors of that. Can you give us an update on that? Is that not happening?
Well, the thing is with that is Connie actually reached out to me, first of all, to plan this event. She reached out. She's like, hey, we need help planning this event. She did that on, July 27th?
Yeah, she was doing it anyway before she ever got in touch.
Yeah,
with
and if Lincoln County didn't want it, why would they issue the permits for it?
That's a good
That's my
point.
thought
And
process.
So
won't
you're not worried?
And why won't they stop it? They're saying, well, we're going to have to bill you for all the emergency services, or Lincoln County, you could stop it right now and not have to pay those emergency services. Why won't they do that?
Yeah, on what grounds are they suing you for if it's canceled and they didn't put really anything
Because
in place?
they're saying that we're promoting that to come out here, and that's not what we were doing. There was an event that was happening called Raid Rachel.
Raid Rachel was Connie's
Which was
original
Connie's-
plan.
What the hell is that? Raid Rachel?
That's what we call it, Connie Con.
What are you going to raid? The motel? What are you going to do?
Yeah,
Gonna get some pillows and towels?
She was
What-
going to have the festival and bring everybody out there. On
Okay,
her
so
own.
you're talking about, again, Connie West, who owns the little alien motel out there. Bizarre, because she only has like 10 rooms, and she sold them all for $60. She told us on the air that there were people that offered her $20,000 for a night stay. Do you believe that?
I'm sure, probably.
Isn't that
You
wild?
gotta wonder who's going to pay that kind of money and what their
Well,
ulterior.
but speaking
ulterior
of money,
motives
you
are.
guys could have made an enormous amount of money if this thing was done right, correct?
Yeah,
We're talking, you
absolutely.
guys could have made millions of dollars.
But that's not what it's for. We were never doing it to make money. It was actually the festival was free.
Yeah, I always wanted it to be free admission. I didn't want to charge very much for parking just because the most I've ever paid for a parking at a show is like $20. So,
But I would imagine at some point you guys say, hey, we might as well probably make a little bit of money off of this, right?
just to recuperate costs, that's all the money I ever wanted to make.
It costs money to bring stages out there. It
And
costs
you
money to
guys,
bring,
and you guys, of
infrastructure.
course, and you guys booked a
Right.
bunch of bands, right? There were bands that were on board. You had food vendors, I would imagine, that were ready to go out there. So this has got to be, for you guys personally, it's got to be a letdown, right? Because you guys are the two stars of this thing. You're the
Well,
organizers.
I'm
of
not
it.
the star. It was his original idea. I came in late to help salvage what was going to be a disaster. And once I couldn't get any straight answers on, hey, who's the stage? Where's the stage coming from? How big is it? You can't have national acts out there and not provide them with the minimum requirements for a live music venue. So if you can't do that and you can't show me who you're paying, you don't really have a festival. You have an idea. And the idea right now is what it is today from what we've seen, which is empty lots.
Were you going to fly them in? Because the drive there is not really very conducive to.
We were going to helicopter them in. Yeah,
Wow.
You had
that's
a
the only
pad?
way to do it. What's
you
that?
had a helicopter pad out there?
They were supposed to provide one,
They were supposed to clear the land to provide a helicopter pad.
which wasn't done by
You,
the time.
you
I
guys
got out.
never thought, if I asked you this many months ago, that all these people would be involved, that you'd be doing interviews, not just here, but TMZ, national interviews. Would you have believed it if I asked you that like a year ago?
Oh, absolutely not. This isn't something you could predict at all. If you told me that something of mine would have gone international, I'd have my Facebook page in a Czechoslovakia newspaper. I wouldn't have believed you. I would have said you're bullshit.
Do you think, that's okay, do you think that down the road there is a chance that maybe you guys can do something out there? Or after this whole ordeal the last few weeks, are you guys saying to yourselves, that's it, there's no effing way we are ever going to even try to organize like something? We don't want to work with these people again. Do you think this is an end-all?
We're being contacted from every major nightclub across the United States
Really?
for a Storm Area 51 or an alien stock promotion.
Really?
They want this to continue in their city because not everybody can be here, obviously. Or
Of
take the
course.
day off work.
But this is Las
So
Vegas. I mean,
we're- Yeah, we want
Right.
to take it. We definitely want to take it on the road and make it a celebration, of Area 50, all things alien, which is, we think, I'm surprised nobody's touched on it yet, but seeing we're the originators of it, we'd like to take it to every city and possibly out of the United States. So,
Copyright shirts, dude.
oh, tell me about it. Tell me
We're
about
already
it.
on top of it.
I want to get Connie West one of these days on the line with you guys. I need you guys to have a conversation on the air because you guys need to make good with one another. Life is too short. I don't know exactly what transpired between you guys, but we have to get that to happen. Life is too short. I think she wanted what you guys wanted. And look, I'm not speaking for both of you, but she wanted this to be a success. You guys wanted this to be a success. There was obviously some major communication errors. I'm not blaming anybody, but I'm just saying you guys all wanted everybody to have a good time, right? And even you're saying yourself, look, we didn't do this for the money. We're not trying. We didn't start this. We wanted to have fun with this. We wanted everyone to come out to Rachel, Nevada, a place where nobody wants to go. I think it's fair to say, and have a good time. You didn't want anyone to break the law. Let me ask you this, though. If you guys did do this, and we got to take a break here in a minute. If you guys did do this, do you think that some people would have actually stormed Area 51? You
Yes.
think it would have happened?
I think they probably would. 2 guys did it last week.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's definitely one of the
Yeah, the two
liabilities of
Dutch
being
guys.
that close to the vicinity of the base.
they're
So
getting
2 guys
They're
did
getting
do it.
jail time, too, by the way.
How much
They're
jail
actually
time do you
getting-
think you get for something like that?
They gave them a 3-year suspended sentence or something like that.
Whoa.
Not bad. I thought figure 10.
Yeah,
and why?
they're in trouble.
It just
and
makes no
fines.
sense. You're not going to make it. You're not going to see anything.
Exactly.
Why would you do something like that? But I would imagine there'd be some drinking out there, and some people probably wouldn't have the best judgment, and they'd probably make some mistakes.
That was one of the biggest problems I had when the infrastructure wasn't in place. If you take all the risks that you have associated with this, and if you've ever been to a fair or festival,
Yeah.
everything that can happen will happen. If you leave that one paper cup on the one ice cube that somebody's going to step on
Yep.
and slip, they find it.
That's right. You
So
gotta
now,
be careful.
now imagine
Sure.
you haven't made contingencies for any of that, and then all that on the left-hand side, and then you add alcohol.
No question. If you're just joining us, Storm Area 51 creators Maddy Robertson, Frank DiMaggio. When we come back, I want to promote the event that you got going on in Las Vegas this week, and we'll also take some phone calls. If you have questions for these guys, maybe you are planning on going to Storm Area 51, give us a call, 702-257-5396. Again, that number to call if you want to be a part of the conversation, 257-5396. Take a quick break. Be back right after this. You are listening to The Vegas Take. All right, welcome back. It is the Vegas Take, Sharp and Shapiro. So glad you could join us. This is a very fun segment, interesting hour. We got the guys from Storm Area 51, the creators, Maddy Robertson, Frank DiMaggio in studio. I want to give them a chance to talk. Obviously, the event was canceled up there in Rachel, Nevada, but they have an event coming up Thursday. I certainly want to give them a chance to talk about that. They have been nice enough to give away some prizes. They are making some Storm Area 51 T-shirts, vintage Storm Area 51 T-shirts.
Well, let me clarify real quick.
Sure.
The event, our event, Alien Stock, is canceled. That's
Right,
here in Las
correct.
Vegas. They're still having something out there. We obviously
In Rachel, you're talking about, yeah.
Which is why we had to unfortunately cease and desist them on our name being used out there. We've moved the entire promotion. So the Storm Area 51 was an original a post by Matty, which is no longer a post. We don't want people to think this is Storm Area 51. It's not.
Understand.
It's Alien Stock.
Understand. Alien Stock here in Las Vegas. Storm Area 51 canceled. I'm glad
Right,
I'm glad you clarified that.
So they're still having an event
There's nobody
out there.
storming anything in Las Vegas. You know,
We
nobody
can't speak on what's going to happen out there. We have no
Sure,
interest
that's out of
in-
your control.
Yeah.
Completely out of your control. If nut jobs want to go out there and storm Area 51, we say you probably shouldn't do that. But if you're dumb enough to do it, you deserve what's coming to you. So you guys are nice enough to. You're going to be giving away a couple T-shirts now on the air. So here's what we want to do. We want people to call in and ask you some questions about. Whatever they want in regards to, Area 51 and the event you got going on Thursday. Call in and ask a question now. And if it's a good question, we will get you a Storm Area 51 or Alien Stock, I should say, T-shirt. The number to call if you want to call in and ask Maddy and Frank a question, 257-5396. Again, the GCI Guys hotline. Give us a call right now, 702-257-5396. Okay, so as people call in and get ready to ask you some questions and hopefully win a T-shirt, talk to me a little bit about this event that is happening in Las Vegas on Thursday. Tell us where it is, when it starts, how do people get involved, and that sounds like a lot of fun. Go ahead.
Okay, so the event is Area 51 celebration, which Matty will be hosting along with Downtown Las Vegas Event Center, which if you haven't been there, it's hands down the coolest venue in Vegas.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, so they have a 40-foot alien ship landing on the middle of the
Really?
They're turning their 100-foot-long swimming pool nuclear green for the event. All kinds of promotions from Bud Light, giveaways, T-shirts.
And by the way,
koozies.
Bud Light created, can you talk a little bit about that too? Bud Light created like an alien
They created an alien can, a special edition can.
Right.
For Area 51 for this celebration, and we didn't even know about it. Matty's actually spawned all this with his posts. This Storm Area 51 became a phenomenon. I mean, national brands are changing their labels to become a part of it. So.
By the way, I applaud you because you can go free to this event on Thursday, right?
It's RSVP.
That's awesome.
It's a huge event. I mean,
Very cool.
I believe right now we have 11,500 people that
Whoa.
are RSVP.
That's a lot.
And another 16,700 that are trying to get in, and that was in 5 days.
That's crazy. All right, so why don't we take a few phone calls, and you guys be the judge here. If you think it is a good call, then you guys make the call. If you think they deserve a T-shirt or not, we'll get you one of those Alien Stock T-shirts, which would be pretty cool. I could use one of those too. Okay, so the number to call 257-5396, 702-257-5396. Let's go to our first caller, which is Austin. Austin, you are on with Maddy and Frank. Thanks for calling in. What's on your mind?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, I don't really want a T-shirt. I just would like to become a vendor with you guys. I sell LED products.
No.
There you go. Sorry, Austin.
LED balloons, LED shoes, LED skateboards.
Hey,
No.
Austin, I'm sorry, man. I mean,
Austin, who doesn't? You're the one person that hasn't called that has that stuff.
257-5396. I could use an LED T-shirt. Anyway, let's go to Angel. Angel, you're calling in with the guys. What's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? Question for you. Out of curiosity, during this whole process, when you, set up this event, Storm Area 51 and all that good stuff, has the government or anyone reached out to you guys to kind of warn you guys to back off? Was there any pressure on that end?
Ooh, good
or
question.
Was it kind of you guys saying, hey, warning signs are there. I don't want to be associated with this.
Well, the Pentagon reached out. Laura McAndrews, the spokesperson for the United States Air Force, released a public statement saying that it's an active testing and training range for the United States Air Force, and it's probably not a good idea. And then I personally was contacted by the FBI.
Oh, my
Showed up to
God.
my house at about 10 a.m. and wanted to make sure I'm not making pipe bombs in the living room.
Hold on a second. And by the way, Angel, that is a fantastic question. Angel, you just won a T-shirt. We are going to get our producer to take your name and number, okay? Congratulations.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thanks, bro.
That is, okay, let's back up a little bit here. You're telling me the FBI, the Pentagon reached out to you, which is
The
unbelievable.
Pentagon didn't reach out to me personally, but they released a public statement about it.
Okay, so the FBI knocks on your door. For most people in society, that's never happened to them before. Tell me what it is like when you're at home. You live in Vegas?
I live in California.
Okay, so you're in California, you're in your home, and all of a sudden the FBI knocks on the door. Take me through that.
Well, I actually wasn't home at the moment, so a friend of mine answered the door, and she was in her pajamas. She didn't even know they're FBI agents until they unfolded their badges, and she immediately calls me and was like, "Hey, answer your phone. The FBI's here." And at that point, my heart sank. I was like, "Oh man, everything's over. I'm going to prison." But they wanted to know where I was, what I was doing, when I'm going to be home, because they just wanted to talk. So I'm like, I don't want to talk at all.
What were the type of questions they asked you?
Oh, man, I can't even remember. They talked to me for about an hour and a half. They asked me, like, what the motives behind making this thing was, what I do in my personal life, things like that, just to kind of get a feel for me and make sure I'm not actually planning on storming this base, but rather just doing what I said I was planning on doing, with it being a joke and all that.
You know what's amazing to me? I don't want to make this political, but I said they spent 90 minutes with you, okay? You got the Parkland shooter that the police are called to his house 80 times. You got all these people that are threatening mass shootings. Nothing was done there. But this poor guy who just wants everyone that believes in aliens to come together and have a festival, they're questioning him for 90 minutes. That drives me crazy. How does that happen? It's crazy. Anyway, I'm sorry you had to go through that. That could not have been a fun experience. Why don't we take another phone call? If you have a question for Storm Area 51 creators, Maddy Robertson, Frank DiMaggio, call in now. If it's a good question, we will get you a free T-shirt. The number to call again, 257-5396, 702-257-5396. Let's go to Brady. Brady, what's going on?
Yeah, good morning, gentlemen. I don't know if you I studied the history of Area 51 for many, many years now. And are you familiar with Bob Lazar?
Absolutely.
That's part of the reason. Part of the reason this started is because Matty was watching the
Joe Rogan podcast with Bob Lazar, and just some of his interviews. That's where the whole idea behind this thing came into fruition.
Have you contacted Bob Lazar? I don't know if he's still alive or not, but isn't he in this area still?
He's still alive, but I haven't contacted him. He's very kept to himself.
So who is Bob Lazar? Can you explain to the listeners, gentlemen, who Bob Lazar is?
He's a gentleman that came out in 1989 and basically said he worked for Area 51 and Site S4 specifically, and basically briefed everybody about what was really going on there at Site S4.
Drew diagrams of what was inside the hangars.
Holy smokes.
He was responsible for reverse engineering their alien spacecraft.
Whoa, so what are those conversations like with this guy?
We don't know. We haven't talked to him.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I haven't.
Joe Rogan had him on his show.
Wow.
And it became a pretty.
There's actually like on Netflix. It's called Area 51: The Bob Lazar Story, and it will show you what the government's been doing. And Brian, it is false to say that there might not be any aliens, but there's several alien craft that are on the premises there, and that is why Area 51 was created, was to reverse technology, the anti-gravitational thrust mechanism of a UFO. Also, the element 115 that was found by Bob Lazar is actually now added to the periodic table of elements.
I saw that.
Found at Area 51, and that is used in spacecraft technology. It's a propulsion metal. And if you look that up, that is a big thing that they're studying. And between the element 115 and the anti-gravitational technology that the aliens have, that's what they're doing. That's the whole thing behind Area 51.
Allegedly.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we give Brady a T-shirt? Brady, would you like a T-shirt?
Yeah, you definitely.
That was a very good question.
I don't know if that was the best question, but it was the longest. It was definitely the longest.
Brady, would you like a T-shirt?
I'll take a T-shirt. Hell yeah.
All right, Brady.
That's what I'm talking about.
Brady. We appreciate the phone call. Hang on the line, and we're going to get your information. All right, Brady. Thank you for the phone call. We got more phone calls. I don't know how many T-shirts you want to give away, but that's up to you.
As many as you guys
all
want.
right, 257-5396, the number to call. Again, in studio joining us, Storm Area 51 creators Maddy Robertson, Frank DiMaggio. They got a really cool event Thursday. It is free if you RSVP. We're calling it Alien Stock. Okay, nobody's breaking in anywhere or doing anything stupid. It's just a fun event, and you guys are also tag teamed with Blink 182, which I think is pretty awesome.
Yeah, how cool is that?
Yeah, that's really cool. All right, let's take some more phone calls. Let's go to Samantha. Samantha, thanks for calling in. What's on your mind?
Hi, I wanted to know through the website you were selling camping spots and things for $140. What's going to happen to that money then that people paid for camping spots?
All the camping spaces were done by the venue. My event was initially supposed to be always free, which is why the Alien Stock website that we had set up just redirected to the venue's website. So if you're looking for refunds or anything like that, contact Little Alien.
Those camping spots may or may not still be available. I mean, I know that they're pushing through with an event. It's just not Alien Stock. They're calling it Alien Stock. We cease and desisted them on that name. So if they're calling it Alien Stock and selling campsites through that website, it has nothing to do with the creators of Alien Stock. So I would contact the Little Alien directly, and that's what I would do.
Should we give Samantha
That's
a T-shirt?
great question. Yes, because
Samantha, you want a T-shirt?
We don't know where all those people are going. You know, we want to make sure that they're taken care of.
Well, that is a very, very good, honest answer. Nobody's trying to screw anybody over. It appears these gentlemen are very honest, and they're not trying to steal your money like some others do. I won't mention any names. Donald Trump. I'm sorry. I had to throw that in there. Okay, Samantha, hang on the line. Okay, we're going to take your information down, and you want a T-shirt. Okay, that number to call, 257-5396, is the number to call. Again, 702-257-5396. Johnny, who's our next caller out there? Who we got next? Taking your phone calls again, 257-5396. And if you ask a good question to these gentlemen, they will give you a T-shirt, a vintage T-shirt that I think many people out there are interested in. JD, we should go to this event on Thursday. It sounds like a lot of fun.
Let's go, Brian.
We should
Make
do
it
it.
happen.
Do you have like any alien outfits, like costumes for me to wear, or you think a lot of people are going to be wearing those types of costumes?
We'll find something for you. I mean, I'll be there, so if nothing else, you could just dress like me. I'm weird enough looking.
Worst case scenario, if they're all sold out, we'll do body paint or something.
I like it. Okay, I like that. All right, let's. So this guy on the line with us right now, his name is Pat Little. Her name is Pat Little Alien. That's the name she's going by here. Pat, thanks for calling in. What's on your mind?
I am Pat Travis, and I own the Little Alien.
Oh, you own the Little Alien.
Downtown Rachel, Nevada.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, Pat. Okay, so we have the owner. Okay, so I thought Connie West was the owner.
She is. She's my daughter. We work together.
Ah.
It's a 50-50 thing here.
Okay, so you guys have had some differences. I think that's fair to say. You and Maddie and Frank, what would you like to say to them? You guys hopefully could have...
I have nothing to say to anybody. I'm just saying that we are having an event. It's going to be marvelous, and I hope we'll see everybody there. Thank you.
Okay, so what is going to be at your event? I'll give you a chance to plug that. What are you guys going to have there?
I can tell you there will be music, there will be food, there will be fun.
Okay.
And we're in the desert, and it's wonderful.
So you're having a festival. You're actually having a festival there.
We are having an event here, yes.
Okay. What time does it start, and when is it?
It starts on, I believe, Thursday late afternoon.
Okay. So you don't have anything to say to these gentlemen that are in studio right now?
What's it called?
What's it called, by the way? We want to know.
I'm calling it the Alien Festival.
The Alien Festival. What do you guys think about that? Do you have anything you want to say to Pat about that, or?
Not really. Good luck. I mean,
thank you very much.
We hope we really hope the best for you. You're going to need it.
Okay. Thank you for calling in, Pat. We appreciate it. Pat is a loyal listener. I appreciate that. Her and her daughter own the motel. Hey, listen, I don't know if it's going to be successful or not. I have no idea. I don't imagine you're going to be giving Pat a T-shirt.
No, I'm gonna have to. Oh, hey, we'll send her a T-shirt.
I'll send her a T-shirt.
Okay, cool. Pat, thank you for the phone call. We appreciate it. I don't know how successful that is going to be, but hey, we wish her the best of luck. We want your event, obviously in Las Vegas, in our backyard, to be successful. Sure. On by the way, when does that start on Thursday?
8 o'clock, 8 to 1 o'clock in the morning.
And give out the
doors
information.
open at 7 p.m.
Give
show
the venue
starts
again.
At 8 p.m.
The venue again. Give that out again.
The Downtown Las Vegas Event Center,
which is an awesome place. The D runs that, and we've had the owner of the D, Derek Stevenson.
I'm sure Derek will be dressed like an alien for sure.
That's a great venue.
Absolutely.
And Bud Pico and the guys from have been absolutely outstanding, amazing.
And Fremont Street is awesome, right? You got all these crazy, fun characters on Fremont Street. I actually think you guys picked a great venue. That is a great place to see a show. Yes. 257-5396. Let's go to John. John, you're next with these guys. What's up?
Yes, hi. Yes, I'd like to tell you that my question first was, have any of you guys been to Rachel, Nevada?
Yes. I've been there probably about 3 times myself, both a week at a time.
So when I was there, I actually did a live broadcast for a station back in New York City when they had an event a few years back.
Was your co-host an alien?
Well, when I drove from New York City out to Vegas, I actually stopped in the town in Roswell in New Mexico, and I went to the museum they have there with all the aliens, and then I continued on. When I came to Vegas, Rachel was having an event, so I went to Rachel, Nevada, and I did a live on-the-air broadcast back into a big radio station into New York City.
Very cool.
And,
that's way
and they
cool.
asked me, I told them what was happening with the event. There's a lot of people walking around in alien costumes, and, they're selling some, souvenirs and stuff.
What's the craziest costume or the craziest person you met out there?
Well, one guy was dressed probably as Darth Vader.
Oh, that's awesome.
I like it. John,
It's open.
They're keeping the
all
Death Star
areas
at
of the
Area
galaxy.
51. That's what's happening out there.
John, I appreciate your story, my man. Thank you for calling in. I appreciate that.
Okay.
The number,
Bye now.
sure. Bye-bye. 257-5396. Why don't we go to Steve? Steve, thanks for calling in. What's up?
Yeah. I wanted to ask a question, you guys, to see how you feel about the aliens and things. So my question is, due to all the stuff that's going around the world, basically, about extraterrestrials and things, and then we find flying saucers, and we get this and we get that, and then we get people like Einstein and all these brainy people and all the technology that's coming in from the spaceships and reverse engineering. Do you feel that these people are coming up trying to get us to their level where we can actually do something with them? Because we're so far behind, I feel that we do need the technology just to even speak with them. How do you feel about
an interesting theory, and I mean it's obviously a valid one. I guess it would be dependent on whether or not you believe in other life forms and if they're trying to communicate with us at all. So I don't. That's a great question. Tough to answer though, because that would depend on if you believe in extraterrestrial life or not.
Steve, have you ever been probed by an alien? Be honest, don't lie.
Have I ever what?
Have you ever been probed by an alien? I think it's a very legitimate question.
I have no idea.
Well, what do you mean you have no idea? If somebody sticks something in an orifice, you're going to know whether they did it or not.
What if he was sedated?
We had a friend that's one of those. We have a friend.
Now you're punching holes in my theory. You're trying to make light of it.
That's like if I asked my girlfriend in the middle of the night if I touched her or did something inappropriate. Trust me, she would know. She would know right away.
She'd be pretty livid, I'd imagine, too.
Trust me, any woman would.
She might like it too, depending.
Well, that knowing with my luck and what I'm dealing with, Steve, the answer would probably be no. But I appreciate you having confidence in me.
So in other words, you don't believe in extraterrestrials.
I didn't say I don't believe in extraterrestrial activity. In fact, I'm on the record as saying with all the planets that are out there, there has to be extraterrestrial activity. I just do not believe these stories from these nut jobs that say that they've been probed by aliens and that aliens have abducted them. I think it's a load of nonsense. To me, it's the same thing as Bigfoot. There's nothing. Bigfoot.
Well, let me give you just a little history here for a second. I've been out in the world for 40. Well, I'm 77 years old, but I drove truck for 45 years.
Yes, sir.
And in the 45 years of driving at night and seeing all kinds of wonderful things, I've only had one incident that boggled my mind. Other than that, I haven't seen anything flying around the sky.
So what's this incident?
Tell us about the incident, because now you have my interest.
I know
peaked.
what that incident was. Was it the gas prices as soon as you crossed over the California border?
Did you see a hooker on the side of the road? Was that the incident you're referring to? What's going on?
Yeah, those are both a little outrageous.
You could just go on.
Because you could just. Another guy were coming back.
Oh, okay. Because you could just go to Boulder Highway to see that. Okay.
No, we were coming back from Flagstaff on 40.
Yep. Okay.
And we were approaching Daggett. You know where Daggett is?
I do not.
I do.
Daggett's just east of Barstow.
Okay. So what happened?
The entire sky turned green. And the desert turned green. It was so bright, you could see the leaves on the plants and everything. And so we stopped. And the minute we stopped, the light went out. Mm-hmm. The guy on the radio we were listening to had mentioned somebody's had a couple of callers call in and say the desert had turned green, and he wanted to know if anybody else had seen it. Of course, we didn't call in because we're out there in trucks. But the point is, it did turn green. So I have no explanation for that.
Well, I don't think anybody would have an explanation for that unless they're the people that are responsible. I think the only thing I could say, Steve, is that perhaps somebody was testing something. Maybe, who knows? I'm just putting out theories there. Perhaps somebody was testing something that we don't know about.
Well, that's quite obvious. Somebody, something was doing something.
Sure.
The point of it is, I have never, ever seen anything like it. I mean, this thing was so bright, and it went for miles.
I understand.
You could see way out there.
No, and I understand, Steve, and I appreciate the phone call. What I would say to that is there's a fine line between, the sky turning green, something chemically that maybe was being used, or some sort of weird lights or something. There's a fine line between that and then saying that you were abducted by an alien. I believe your story, Steve.
Absolutely.
Okay, I believe your story, and I believe that there's something weird out there. I don't know what it was. It could have been some sort of unidentified flying object from another country. We don't know. What do you think about that, JD, when the caller says that the sky turned green, and what do you think about that?
Oh, I didn't hear the caller.
He said the sky turned green, and he doesn't know why. And then there were other people that saw the same thing. What do you think that
sounds like LSD to me?
Yeah, I should have asked him if he was taking drugs. That's true.
He was a truck driver. He could be taking drugs.
Well, gentlemen, listen. I appreciate
That's a great story. Thank you.
I appreciate both of you coming in, number one. Let me give you another opportunity to plug this event on Thursday. And I know I've asked you a couple times, but I want to give you a lot of people listening that want to go to this event. So give out the information. How do people sign up for this thing? When, where, what? Go ahead.
So personally, Maddy Roberts, the creator of Storm Area 51 and Alien Stock, is inviting you to come out to downtown Las Vegas Event Center at 7 o'clock is when the doors open. 8 o'clock the show starts for the largest Area 51 celebration on the planet, sponsored by the D, Bud Light, and downtown Las Vegas.
Great.
So we'd like to see you there. There's going to be a lot of media and a lot of crazy stuff happening. So it's a big kickoff, I guess, before the Life is Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Event.
So somebody just called in. We only have one more minute here, but somebody just called in and wanted to know, do you have any other future events that are planned or being planned?
We are being contacted from every nightclub and venue across the United States. We've had literally dozens of phone calls to take this city to city, the celebration city to city. So we're going to go ahead at this point and say that we are going to plan on doing that.
Cool.
We'll release details shortly, but keep an eye on the website.
Cool.
Oh, yeah. No matter where you're from, there's going to be some kind of party there.
Yeah. Well, Maddy, Frank, thank you so much for taking the time to come in and join us. I know you guys have been pretty busy the last few weeks.
Thanks for having us.
Sure. Your event on Thursday sounds like a lot of fun. Thank you for giving some T-shirts away to our listeners, too. We appreciate that a lot. We will continue to monitor this, and if you have any other big events you want to talk about, we would love to have you come back in. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, there
Thanks
you
a
go.
lot, guys.
There you go. Maddy and Frank, Storm Area 51 creators, now Alien Stock in Las Vegas Thursday night. We'll take a quick break. Be back right after this. You're listening to The Vegas Take on the all-new 101.5 FM, 720 AM, KDAWN.
This is The Vegas Take with Sharp and Shapiro.
Come on, guys!